Cheriston, how was your weekend?
I'll tell you what, it was excellent.
It was excellent.
I've had some decent weekends, but this weekend, the skiing up at Schweitzer, excellent.
Well, let me tell you about my weekend since you asked. The best thing to happen to me this weekend. 9 times out of 10, you wake up on a Saturday morning and AMC's playing some awesome movie from my childhood. I watch these movies that I've seen 27 times already, over and over. What can I say? I'm a fan of great movies. So on Saturday morning, while my son ate his bananas and waffles, we watched Roadhouse. Now this movie is a classic, but mostly because it's awfully awesome. It's a horrible movie, but also an amazing piece of cinema at the same time. It has two things going for it there. A ridiculous plot filled with dialogue that makes Weekend at Bernie's sound like Hamlet, but it works. I love this movie, but every time I watch this movie, which is a lot relatively speaking, I like to break it down like this, okay? The movie's roughly 90 minutes long, add about 30 minutes to the experience for when you pause, stand up in your living room and try and do the same fighting moves as Patrick Swayze does in the movie. So 2 hours, right? I estimate I've seen it about 24 times. That's 48 hours. That's 2 days, which means out of the 13,069 days that I've been alive, Cheriston, I've spent 2 of those doing nothing but watching Roadhouse. And I imagine by the time I meet my maker, I'm going to have to justify why I spent precious days of my life just watching Patrick Swayze try to clean up a dive bar in the 80s. That formula puts your time in perspective, right? But every time I watch Roadhouse, which is never a waste of time, no matter how many days pile up, I can't help but think that movie occurs in the same universe as Cocktail. Do you remember Cocktail?
Of course I do.
Both movies very similar in their awfulness. Look, they even have the same poster, basically, and it's totally plausible that both Roadhouse and Cocktail are happening in the same world. Again, same poster, right? Now, I have a theory and a rough script of how this is possible, but it would take the rest of the show explaining it, and I'm fairly certain no one wants to hear that any more than they want to hear this current rant. But as I'm watching it, I think there's only one person who can confirm that these 2 movies are happening in the same world, and that is the iconic Kelly Lynch, the talented, the gorgeous Kelly Lynch. She had the privilege of being in both Cocktail and Roadhouse. So 2 minutes after you asked, or didn't ask, how my weekend was, Cheriston, let me get to my point. I tweeted out this theory that Cocktail and Roadhouse happen in the same universe this weekend, specifically asking what the Kelly Lynch thinks of this because she was in both. Again, how could this work? And you'll notice no one liked this tweet. That's not unusual for someone with my following tweeting about something as trendy as 2 movies that happened 30 years ago. But there's a little conversation bubble on the right bottom corner there, Cheriston. Someone responded, "It was Kelly Lynch." Kelly Lynch replied to my tweet.
What did she say?
She not only basically confirmed it, but she managed to tie those 2 movies in together with another great movie she was in, Drugstore Cowboy. She says the story goes, I hooked up with a bunch of drugstore thieves in Portland. Huh? Kelly Lynch and I are basically now friends.
That's kind of cool.
That's what a great weekend I had. Oh, and I guess I'm about out of time, but what I was really going to mention this morning, here's Sam Neill from Jurassic Park doing yoga with his pig, Angelica.
Oh, that also happened this weekend?
That also happened. That's it. Happy Monday, everyone.
His pig kind of does look like it's doing downward dog, though.
Indeed.
Should we now call it downward
pig? So, if you have a celebrity encounter that you'd like, because Kelly Lynch tweeting at me this weekend is, again, it made
That's
my 2019
cool.
already. Did you think of one yet? A celebrity encounter?
Shaun White.
Digital? Shaun White tweeted you?
Shaun White.
Or you just talked to him here on the show?
Both.
Okay.
Yeah, that was pretty cool.
Well, if you out there watching have any celebrity digital encounters, digital celebrity encounters,
share them with us.
Yeah.
We're going to take a quick break right here this morning on Good Day. We'll be right back.